Alright, we used Jerry's little oil sucker there. Sucked all the oil out of it we could, so it doesn't make as big a mess. I'm just going to take some paper towels. I know we're replacing this head, but I don't want to make a mess, so just going to take some paper towels and sort of dab it down in the corners and get the rest of this oil out of here so it doesn't run down the side of the engine block when we pull the head off. Now we got the head all cleaned up on the inside. I mopped out all the oil, and we're getting ready to pull the injectors. And then once we pull the injectors, we can start taking the head bolts loose. So that's where we're at with this thing.
Okay. Get on the little keeper there. I really need to take it.
There. The keepers we don't
dry as a bone, dude.
I'm talking about on that right there. You can get up on that, but it's like it's a little bit too thick.
Oh yeah. Just keep them in order there. Yeah, number 3. Here, just give me all the set screws first. Yeah, give me all that. These two. This. Give me all these. Just get them out of your way. Lay them all out. Here.
Send them to him. One more.
Yep. Here, let's get that on video.
Where's the line of that?
We got a blown O-ring on number 5.
See how it's chewed up right there?
It's chewed up just a little bit. Well, it's not really blown, it's just chewed up a little bit. On number 5 there. Do you think it did it coming out of the hole, or do you think it's been out of the cut a while?
It's probably been like that a while.
Okay. Number 5. It's amazing this thing got good fuel mileage. Alright, and number 6. This is the one that had the tiny bit of coolant leak. Alright, so that's all our injectors out. And you can see our table here. We underneath those mats we have our cams. And we're just laying everything out here to clean and inspect it.
That was pretty good too.
That one was a little chewed up, old.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been long. You'd have been placing O-rings.
It's been too long more. I've been replacing O-rings, huh? Okay.
But that, you know what that does tell us? The motor was not too hot.
The motor was never too hot?
That's right.
Okay.
That Detroit we just done?
Yeah.
It melted all these O-rings.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Super hot. So,
okay.
This was burning good. Even the barrels look good. Oh, check this out, Rawze.
All right. Let's go down here and look.
Number 6 was one causing the problem, right?
Well, we had a little bit of extra coolant, but I never had a coolant loss. It's very recent if it did lose any coolant. Let's look at these. Number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is a little sootier than the rest.
Yeah, see the soot?
Yeah, a little bit of buildup on the bottom of number 6 there, versus 5 and the rest.
So you can tell even a little bit of slime around there. That's the inside one.
Yeah, it's tight.
So which ones did you say they started using loose?
Usually underneath the cams.
Oh, that's the ones that are there.
Huh?
This is inside the,
Yeah. Next.
Alright.
table's gotten in the way. Why did it seem easier with the breaker bar? That's weird.
Well, we didn't do these inside ones either.
Yeah, that's true. Alright.
There's a can.
That one's loose. That one wasn't very tight at all. That's underneath the cam though, right?
Yep, underneath the
The ones under directly underneath the camera always seem to be under torqued a little bit
on the wire.
from the factory. We need a little taller extension bar. That's kind of weird.
The light's over there.
So you got,
Can you see it?
you see it in the camera there? Just point it out, bubbling
Right there.
down the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of bubbling coming out from under the bolt. Compression from the screw hole.
First one I did it.
That's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird.
Okay. Yeah, little 20B, DeWalt. Okay, we got all the bolts out. Is that fuel line for the doser injector. This fuel line right here runs right along here around the back. And lo and behold, there's a bolt right there on the back of the head. So if we don't take that off right there, that bolt on the back side of the head off, then we'll destroy that fuel line. So let's get that bolt. Looks to me like a 13. Okay. All right, now we're going to use this bar that we were using to take the head bolts loose to get up underneath the engine, the head for the motor, to get the pressure off of it, because it's kind of stuck to the block right now. You're just going to slide it down through there, down to the floor, in between all the junk. It'll go. Alright, we got this jack on here, and we got a rod going up through the bottom piece of pipe to press on the bottom side of the head to separate the head from the engine block. Just go ahead and put a little pressure. There we go. It just comes off pretty as you please. No stress, no strain, no argument, no jumping across the room. That's good, that's good. Just let it sit there for a little bit, and we'll put the engine lifting bracket on it, and we'll be able to take it off. Alright, so now we have a lifting bracket here from Cummins, an official lifting bracket. And I want to tell you something. This bracket right here is a godsend when it comes to getting the head out of this truck. You see how far recessed it is here? The head is behind the cab here. It's got to come up at a specific angle and then come out, and I'm going to tell you something, it is a very tight fit. You have to have just the right angle on this to get it up out of here. And this bracket right here, that's why we took off the original engine lifting brackets, because they use those when they assemble the engine and put it in the truck, but they do it before they put the cab on the truck. This bracket here is much better for that. And this engine bracket is 4919360, and it's perfect for lifting the head. It has a bunch of holes. I think it works for more than one style of head, but I know it works good on the ISX head. I've used it quite a few times. So let's put this bracket on the head and see if we can't get that head up off that motor.
Pick up. I got a bolt hole over here.
Isn't it right here?
Yeah.
Or is it down low?
It's kind of goes slanted.
Like that?
Yeah.
Alright, we've got the forklift on here, on our bracket, and now we're going to put this little strap with this little piece that we made. I have an old piece of pipe and a couple of the bolts for the rocker shafts, a couple of spare bolts. And what we're going to do is we're going to use that to be able to leverage this thing, so we don't have to fight it and try to hold it up at a certain angle. We can just ratchet it up in place. Alright, before we do anything or go any further, we got some dirt up here and stuff. We need to block and cover the oil passage. Oh, you got some plugs, spare plugs? If you don't, we need to use paper towels or something. And we need to block, you need to cover these oil passages right here in the corner. There's 4 of them. And let me grab the camera and I'll show that. There's one here. You can see all the leaves. One here. We should have probably cleaned this a little better. And then there's 2 in the back in the same place. So we need to cover those oil passages first. So that we need to do.